Awesome, awesome. It is March the 12th. Welcome, everybody. My name is Rodney Gillette. I am the proud president of the Rotary Club of Colorado Springs, the most outstanding Rotary Club in the Pikes Peak region. Give yourselves a hand today. Y'all look beautiful. Y'all look beautiful. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome, visitors and guests. Snowmageddon is on the way to the Front Range. I moved here 5 years ago, and I learned some interesting names for the weather systems that happen here. Bomb cyclone was a new one for me. This weekend, we're supposed to have an Albuquerque low reporting 5 feet of snow. I was listening to KRDO this morning, and they were talking about 1 foot. My AccuWeather app says we're about to be buried in snow. So I guess we'll see what happens. I appreciate you all being here today and hope you have all your stuff prepared, regardless of what happens. Please send your prayers to our fellow Rotarian Trevor Deerdorf and his wife Tara. If you don't do prayer, do whatever you do to send good vibes through the universe. If you need specifics, give him a call. Thinking about you, Trev. In other news, COVID-19 vaccines are rolling out, and the outlook seems to be promising for summertime gatherings that we've all been missing. The VA and military installations will be getting more vaccines next week for veterans and their families. Maybe I'll get lucky. Please exercise caution while you're out around other people. We are not out of this yet. To our Rotarians who are dealing with this disease or who are sick and shut in, we are sending you good vibes as well. We are still in the middle of Women's History Month. Can we give a hand to all the amazing ladies that we have in our company today? Can we just give a hand to the ladies? Love you, love you, love you so much. Oprah had an interesting interview since the last time we met. When was the last time you had people concerned about how dark your baby was going to be? Man, personally, I hope that baby comes out looking like Wesley Snipes with red hair. When was the last time someone discouraged you from speaking up? Because as a woman, you're supposed to be quiet and take it. When was the last time someone looked at your confidence as something to be ashamed of? When was the last time you were made to feel inferior? When you're more than worthy and well qualified than any of the men around you? Can you imagine someone avoiding Rotary because they don't respect the truth you represent? Because you are here, I won't be? It's painful, I know, because I've been through it this year already. But our women throughout history have been enduring all these hardships just to secure their God-given rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. To share a story of women's history in our own Rotary Club, I give the floor to Brother Rotarian Paul Clarkin to enlighten us. Paul, take yourself off mute and give us a story, sir.
Well, welcome everyone. There are a lot of senior members that are here today that will remember this story, but the very first woman who was a member of our club was Sister Myra James Bradley, who's a Catholic nun affiliated with the Sisters of Charity out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Sister Myra James was the CEO of Penrose St. Francis Hospital, and she was a force in this community. And I say that in a very complimentary way. I mean, she was just a force. Anyway, she was the first member inducted in our Rotary Club. Well, come on Christmas time, and our good departed friend, Craig Whitney, was recruiting volunteers to ring the bell for the Salvation Army. Sister Myra volunteered. So the station she has was at Pikes Peak and Nevada Avenue. And this was probably in the mid to late 1980s. And there are quite a few retail stores in downtown Colorado Springs, so there are a lot of retail shoppers that will come down. Well, on this day, when she was on duty with someone else, it was a bitter cold day. For all I know, it may have been sub-zero. And there were very few shoppers that were out walking the streets and to walk by and drop some change in the red kettle. Well, not to be deterred, Sister Myra, dressed in her habit, when the cars would stop for the red light, she would take her bell and she would go out to the driver's side of the car and knock on the window, and they'd roll down the window. She said, "Wouldn't you just love to give some money to this wonderful program that we got here for the Salvation Army?" And let me tell you, Sister Myra James had a banner day that day collecting money for the Salvation Army, but that just showed her ingenuity and her creativity. And that was the very first woman in our downtown Colorado Springs Rotary Club. So let's hear it for Sister Myra James.
Thank you for that story, Paul. That was awesome. Appreciate that, my man. I am thankful for the women who fought for the future of our country and those who are still fighting. Speaking of those women, I have someone special to introduce for our words of inspiration today. Lou Arredondo, or Mama Lou, as Rotarians across District 5300 refer to her, was born in Colorado Springs at the Air Force Academy Hospital. She's a fourth-generation Rotarian, the immediate past district governor of District 5300, and the 2021 through 2024 Zone 26 Rotary Public Image Coordinator. In her professional life, she owns and operates an umbrella corporation specializing in change management, a tech division, a film division, and a new venture of daycare centers specializing in kids 0 to 5 school readiness. She has 2 patents pending. She has 3 children, ages 34, 31, and 21. And she also has 3 grandchildren, ages 24, 3, and 1. Rotary Club of Colorado Springs, I give you Rotary Lou.
Thank you, Rodney. That was awesome. And good afternoon to all of you. I'm happy to join you. It's morning here. I saw you talking about snow and things like that. And I just thought, wow. And this morning I complained because it was a whopping 69 degrees outside. I better get my big jacket on. So I am joining you from Southern California. And as a 4th generation, I can tell you that there are many lessons you learn along the way. And one of the things that my father and great grandfather down through the generations passed along was when you want to spread inspiration or be the inspiration for somebody, be cognizant of the reflection and the legacy. And so I want to share the legacy of your club as it relates to Rotary International and the changes you've made since 1916. So I know you chartered in May 1 of 1916, and you didn't waste any time because a few months later, you were featured in the Journal of Education for your evolution practices on the structure of clubs. That journal article made its way to Rotary International, and through the Council of Legislation, it helped change the structure of all clubs worldwide. That was your club. A few years later, in 1919, you hosted an outdoor barbecue honoring Rotary, and you set the tables up like the Rotary will. And at the center of those tables was youth from around the city, because you believed at the core of all your activities, youth should be at the center. That also made the Rotarian magazine, and it hung on the walls of then president of Rotary International so that he would be reminded in his travels the importance of youth. That's your club. In 1920, you built the first Boy Scout cabin. It was featured in Rotary, the Rotarian magazine, and it started Rotary clubs around the United States building Boy Scout cabins. That's what you started. Also in that year, you were awarded for your top 10, in the top 10 of all clubs around the world for your membership growth from 35 members to over 100 members. You held that designation for 30 years when Rotary stopped keeping track. 30 years you held that. Who makes the top 10 that long? You guys do. In addition, you had a member of your club, a Roger Moughton, who took the very first position of the Department of Cooperation through Rotary International. And it was created because your club had a reputation for building cooperation, not just among the diverse races in the region, but internationally. And so Rotary International created a specific post that your member became the head of. And that post continues to this day. 1921, you established the first non-Rotarian hotel. You got a hotel in your community, the Antlers Hotel. I don't know if it still exists, but it became the first hotel to be a hotel just for Rotarians. As a result of that, hotels across the United States became Rotarian hotels. And it was a place that people could stay if they just didn't have the money, but they were traveling for Rotary service. And at the time, the charge was $3 a night. So that was started by you all. You started and championed the national reforestation events, leading to several major bills calling for the reforestation. Those stand today. That was your club. In 1922, the Pacific Railroad was ready to be shut down. Your Rotarians stood up, took charge of the headquarters, and you manned the Pacific Railroad. And you were the greeters. You made sure people knew where to go for tickets and where to go in the city for fun. That was your club. Fast forward several years to 67, you worked with US President Dwight D. Eisenhower to create the very first Japanese garden in downtown Colorado Springs. Your club, and it was part of his People to People program. That program still resides in the White House to this day, with the Rotary Club of Colorado Springs listed and mentioned. In 1985, you created a program that was mirrored across the United States, having clubs serve as liaisons with hospitals to help families in need. That structure was utilized recently when they started talking about how Rotary will work with COVID-19 and the vaccinations. That was a structure you all created. So I know I'm here this morning to give you guys inspiration, but reading about your club and the things you've achieved since your inception, the things you've achieved since that time, Rotary's recognition, the White House recognition, the Journal of Education's recognition. And then I look towards polio. So I'm going to have to ask you guys a guess. How many polio vaccinations do you all think your club is responsible for since its inception? Take a guess.
300,000.
Keep going.
500,000.
Not even close.
500.
Million?
So close. 1,301,539 vaccinations.
Wow.
Your club. So, like my great-grandfather, my grandfather, my father, I'm here to tell you that your club really doesn't need inspiration. You simply need to look in the mirror and remember that you are the inspiration. So thank you. Honored to be here with you.
Wow. Thanks. I didn't know you're going to bring that. That was pretty awesome. Thank you, Lou. That was great. What an incredible legacy. You all should give yourselves a hand. Like, dude, we are in 104 years of this legacy right now. I am looking forward to joining your team once I too have the honor of being a past president of this club. So looking forward to that, Lou. Thank you so much. And yes, I saw somebody writing.
Tell
What'd
her
you
we still meet at the Antlers.
Yeah, we do still meet at the Antlers.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that is pretty amazing. You guys
Yeah.
should do something really special, because that started an entire trend that still exists to this day. If you're traveling, you can look up. If you have no money in your pockets, there are hotels around the globe that will house you for free as a Rotarian. You guys started that. You guys. That is awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. We haven't been in there since March, but we look forward to go back sometime this year. But we'll see if we can get somebody to talk to Perry Sanders about that $3 a night.
Yeah. I forgot to mention also that you guys are responsible for youth exchange. Did you know that? In the 50s, you started a youth exchange program with your sister club in Japan, and that was the basis by which they created a global youth exchange for Rotary International.
Wow. Wow.
Hey, we're sitting here at the Antlers right now inside Sportivos, and they even open a little early for us, so we can still have our Rotary meetings on camera here. See?
They're drinking. They're drinking.
What's up, Buckley? Good to see you, man.
Eating. They love Rotary. They love Rotary.
Awesome. Well, Jordan is our international service chair, and You should find out who that club in Japan is. See if we can't connect some old ties. I'll make sure you got Lou's information. We'll get that together. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so
Rodney?
much. Yes.
Rodney,
Yes, John.
Luann tells me that she is a fourth generation Rotarian. I
That's
talked
correct.
to her before the meeting,
Mhm.
and she joined Rotary in 1965, the same year, or
No, no,
I
I was-
joined Rotary in 1965, the same year that she was born.
Mhm.
Wow.
So Luann is a fourth generation Rotarian, and she is well spoken about the history of our club.
Wow. Right
Yeah.
on. Yeah, that's awesome. Hey, Dr. Stiles, don't worry. I record these meetings. It just takes a while to do the post-production, but trust me, we'll have this to share later. Thank you so much, everybody. That was awesome. That was really, really awesome.